The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. Part 1. The Boy Who Chose the Road. The boy's name was Santiago. He was not born to wander. His parents had imagined a different life for him, a quiet life, filled with books, church walls, and predictable days. They wanted him to become a priest, a man of certainty, a man who stayed in one place. But Santiago wanted to see the world, so he traded certainty for movement. He became a shepherd, not because it was easy, but because it allowed him to walk under open skies, sleep beneath stars, and wake each day somewhere new. His sheep became his companions, and the land became his teacher. Each hill taught him patience. Each town taught him people. Each night taught him how small he was beneath the universe. And yet, in his heart, something restless remained. Part 2. The Dream That Would Not Leave. One night, while sleeping in the ruins of an old church, Santiago dreamed the same dream he had seen before. A child took him by the hand and led him to the pyramids of Egypt. The child pointed to the sand and said that a treasure waited there. When Santiago tried to look closer, he woke up. At first, he laughed it off. Dreams were just dreams. But when a dream returns again and again, it starts to feel less like imagination and more like a message. Curiosity replaced comfort. He visited a gypsy woman who listened quietly and said something that unsettled him. She did not interpret the dream. She only said that dreams about treasure were meant to be followed. Still uncertain, Santiago walked through the town square, where an old man approached him. A man who spoke as if he already knew the boy's story. Part 3. The King Who Spoke of Destiny. The old man claimed to be a king, not of a country but of wisdom. He spoke of something called a personal legend, the one thing each person is meant to pursue. He said that when people are young, they know their personal legend clearly. But as time passes, fear convinces them to forget it. The king warned Santiago of something important. When you want something, he said, the universe conspires to help you achieve it. But help does not come gently. It comes disguised as challenges. The king took some of Santiago's sheep in exchange for knowledge and gave him 2 stones, symbols meant to guide him when doubt appeared. Santiago stood at a crossroads, stay safe or follow the dream. And so, with trembling courage, he chose the unknown. Part 4. Loss, Fear, and the Test of Faith. His journey began badly. In a foreign city, Santiago trusted the wrong person. His money vanished. His dream felt foolish. He sat in a marketplace, defeated, wondering how quickly hope could collapse. For the first time, the road tested him. He could return home. He could call the dream nonsense. He could settle for what he once had. Instead, he chose to stay. He worked in a crystal shop, cleaning glass, serving tea, learning patience. Days turned into months. Slowly, through effort and care, the shop prospered. Santiago's ideas brought life back to a dying business. But success came with a cost. Comfort whispered to him, "Stay here. You are safe now." And Santiago felt the weight of that temptation. Part 5. Comfort is the greatest risk. The shop owner admitted something quietly. He had always dreamed of going to Mecca, but dreaming was enough for him. If he fulfilled the dream, he would have nothing left to desire. Santiago understood then. Some people prefer the idea of a dream more than its fulfillment. This realization shook him. He could stay comfortable forever, or risk everything again. And once more, he chose the road. Part 6. The Desert and the Language of the World. Crossing the desert was nothing like wandering with sheep. The desert demanded silence, listening, humility. Santiago traveled with caravans and met an Englishman obsessed with alchemy, the transformation of lead into gold. The Englishman searched books for answers. Santiago searched the world itself. Through the desert, Santiago began to understand the language of the world. The idea that everything speaks if one listens closely enough. The wind, the sand, the human heart, all carried messages. Part 7. Love that does not stop the journey. At an oasis, Santiago met Fatima. Love arrived suddenly and deeply. The kind of love that feels like destiny itself. For a moment, Santiago believed his journey had ended, but Fatima understood something rare. True love does not trap. It frees. She told him to follow his dream because a man who abandons his destiny cannot fully love. So Santiago left again, carrying love without possession. Part 8. The Alchemist appears. When Santiago met the alchemist, he expected magic. Instead, he found simplicity. The alchemist spoke little. He listened much. He taught Santiago not through explanation, but through experience. Fear, he said, was the greatest obstacle. Fear of loss, fear of failure, fear of becoming who we truly are. Under his guidance, Santiago learned that the real treasure was not gold, but transformation. Part 9. Becoming the Wind. The ultimate test came when Santiago was challenged to turn himself into the wind. It sounded impossible. But the alchemist insisted that impossibility existed only in the mind. Santiago spoke to the desert, to the wind, to the sun, and finally, to the soul of the world. In that moment, he understood something profound. When a person aligns fully with their purpose, the universe responds. Not logically, but spiritually. Part 10. The Treasure Revealed. At last, Santiago reached the pyramids. He dug in the sand, heart pounding, and found nothing. Only after being beaten by thieves did the truth emerge. The treasure was never in Egypt. It was buried back where his journey began, beneath the old church where he once slept with his sheep. The journey had not been about distance. It had been about becoming. Part 11. The Quiet Return. When Santiago returned, the treasure was real. Gold, jewels, abundance. But what mattered more was what he carried inside. Confidence, understanding, peace. He had learned that dreams demand courage, loss, patience, and faith, and that the journey itself transforms the seeker. Santiago's story is not about shepherds or deserts. It is about anyone who feels a quiet pull towards something more, and wonders whether it is worth the risk. If this story moved you, take a moment to subscribe to Thinkora Audio, where timeless books are retold as journeys, not lectures. And if you'd like to experience The Alchemist in its original form, click the link in the description to purchase the book and support the channel. Your journey matters.